Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cycling Journal, a podcast that brings you stories of transformation. Thanks, everyone, for joining in on the first interview of the Cycling Journal podcast. Today, I'm going to introduce and interview somebody who most of you would be familiar with, Kabir Rachure, who started his cycling journey in 2015 and has shown one of the most remarkable trajectories of growth and transformation within the ultracycling or long distance racing field. Just briefly to introduce him, Kabir Rachure is a lawyer practicing in living in Navi Mumbai and practicing in Mumbai. He hails from Udgir in the Latur district, where he studied till his 12th standard. After that, he studied law and started practicing in Mumbai. About his cycling journey, Kabir attempted his first Deccan Cliffhanger in 2016 and was pretty new to the whole format. He finished a little after the RQ timings. But then since then, he's gone on to do 14 Ultracycle races, of which 12 have been Inspire India races, from the Deccan Cliffhanger to the Ultra Spice race and the Great Himalayan, which he has won all 3 times. And he has also done solo RAAM twice, which is quite a remarkable feat. His first one was in 2019. Where he finished with very little time to spare before the cutoff. And then the second one he's completed just a couple of months back with a 3rd place position on the podium. So a big congratulations to you for all your achievements. And welcome to the show, Kabir.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I would like to hear from you would be the first time that you actually started cycling as an adult. Like, what made you choose a bicycle? And then what happened after you started to cycle?
Mostly a lot of people know that my cycling started because of that news report of Milind Soman. When I read about his Ironman success. So I was like, how can somebody cycle for 180 kilometers, run a marathon, swim for like 4 kilometers? So I'll just give it a try and I'll see how my body reacts, because at that time I was very competitive in gym. I used to lift a lot of weight. I used to do heavy weightlifting. कोई भी अगर जिम में अगर 200 किलो अगर लेग प्रेस पे अगर मशीन पे करे तो आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं मैं 300 करूंगा अगले महीने में. So that competitiveness was there, but the cycling was totally different when I went to buy a cycle, ECC, Navi Mumbai में. Kazi bhai gave me a Firefox का Momentum, which was a good hybrid bike. He was like, start with this first, see whether you are liking it or not, and then you can upgrade it. So तभी भी ऐसे लगा था कि यार 32-34,000 का साइकिल थोड़ी ना ऐसे होता है इतना महंगा. पहले तो नहीं देखा था इतना महंगा साइकिल. ये सच में बराबर प्राइस तो है या यहाँ पे कुछ ज्यादा ही प्राइस है. But it was like that only. I saw some road bikes also in the shop. Those were costing around 1,50,000, 1,60,000. And I was like, नहीं ये मैं नहीं करूँगा. I am a good powerful rider, strong rider. मैं इस बाइक पे इतना एवरेज निकाल सकता हूँ बाद में भी जाके. So these bikes are for those guys जिनमें ताकत कम है. So yeah, so I was like noob maybe totally. So yeah, हाँ तो पता नहीं था लेकिन हाँ, that's how I started.
And so that's nice to hear that it was from hearing about somebody else at another event that got you hooked onto, or not hooked, but at least got you started. And so this was in, I think you said 2015 August.
15 August.
Yes. And so how long was your first ride?
So first, I wanted to buy a cycle in month of June, but my Jiju had dengue in June. It took him like a month to get recovered. So in July, I bought a cycle because तभी सब कुछ level पे आ गया था. He was well. We were back on track. So I bought a cycle in July, and my first August, and my first ride was from Mumbai to Chembur and back to Mumbai.
Okay.
Navi Mumbai to, so from my home, Navi Mumbai to Chembur and back to home. So it was around 62 kilometers.
Okay, your very first ride
Yeah.
was already 60 kilometers.
Yeah.
My very first ride as an adult was 5 kilometers.
But in that 62 kilometers, there were few small climbs. One is before Belapur, one is before Kharghar station. Those climbs are like around 200 meters. But I was totally gone on those climbs. I was feeling like, अरे बाप रे, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा tough है. चेंबूर तक कैसे जाके? So the initial plan was to go to Gateway of India and then come back. But I cut short it till Chembur and back. But the traffic was so pathetic.
Yeah.
फिर भी अच्छा था 6 साल पहले. अभी तो I can't imagine in like going with the follow vehicle also.
Right.
Yeah.
So after that first ride, what was how soon after that did you sign up for your first event, which was I think a BRM?
BRM, yes. So August May I did my first ride. Thereafter I went to buy a tail light because I wanted to do a 180 kilometer trial. I was not aware about the BRM till then. Achha. So I went to Kazibai's shop. Then I told him that I want to do Ironman in future. So I just want to give it a try. Long distance kaise chala, and I have seen quite a few people with tail lights and headlights. Kahan pe milta hai? He was like, we have it. Then he just told me that why don't you give it a try for 200 ka BRMs? I was like, ये क्या होता है? तो he started telling me कि ऐसे ऐसे 200, 300, 400, 600 ऐसे बहुत सारे like marathon BRMs होते हैं जहाँ पे सब लोग जाते हैं. It is not competitive, but you feel good to ride with lot of people. You can keep your own target. The given target is like 13.5 hours. So you can try it out. So I was like, अरे वाह, ये तो अच्छा ये अगर मैं, and that time the Pune Mumbai BRM like महीने में एक तो होता ही था किसी ना किसी Saturday Sunday पे या 2 week में एक बार. So it was a good opportunity and I signed up and मुझे अभी भी याद है like I signed up for my first BRM 200 and my name was not reflecting on the ये because you are first time again, you are too into. So I started calling Anil. I have signed up, but my name is not reflecting there. And like typical Anil, he was bit sarcastic and bit it will reflect. I will update it from back end. So I was like, okay, then. I reached for my BRM like 3 hours prior to the start time. Wow. It was from Sanjay Gandhi National Park, and I was there at 3:30. Oh, so God. I left home at 2 o'clock. So yeah.
So that was good training for being in time for the starts of all the ultra races.
Starts, yeah, correct.
BRM में तो इतना काम नहीं होता है जितना अल्ट्रा रेसेस में तैयारी होती है.
रात में तो मैं गया, रात में मैंने गाड़ी पार्क किया स्टेशन पे, दैट बोरीवली स्टेशन था, आई डोंट नो कौन सा था, वहीं पे मेरे को पार्किंग के लिए जगह मिला, तब पार्क कर दिया मैंने. जब मैं बीआरएम खत्म करके आया, मेरी गाड़ी सबसे लास्ट में लगी हुई है, पीछे बहुत सारी गाड़ी, मेरे को गाड़ी निकालने में 2 घंटा लगा.
अच्छा. एंड वो उस बीआरएम के बाद उस साल you did a lot more BRMs. उसी साल ऐसा भी कर
lot of BRMs. I did lot of BRMs. Like every month, I guess I did 2 BRMs.
Wow.
After my first BRM. So few of them from Nasik, few of them from Pune. कभी कभी जब बॉम्बे के होते थे वहीं से,
हाँ.
but mostly नासिक and
So I'm
so
trying and un BRM ke when you were doing these BRMs is when you said you heard about Deccan Cliffhanger for the first time.
yeah, when I was doing a BRM in Nasik, that was 600 kilometer ka BRM, Nasik Ghulania Nasik. Okay, I had 11 punctures in that BRM.
Oh.
It was my first BRM on a road bike. So Mahendra Mahajan was marshal for that BRM. Okay, and Varun from Navi Mumbai told me that he has done RAM in team of two. So I guess that attempt was in 2015. So it was recent for a lot of people because तभी एक साल अगर किसी event को हुआ है and if it's like RAM, तो 2 साल भी काफी recent है.
Yeah.
So he told me कि अरे अभी अभी just जून में खत्म हुआ था. So I was like, RAM kya hai? He was telling me that RAM is like 5,000 kilometers. He did it with his brother in team of two relay. So I was like, पागल है क्या लोग, यहाँ पे 300 नहीं चलाया जा रहा है, 5,000 किलोमीटर चला रहा है, वो भी टीम ऑफ टू में, मतलब एक एक बंदा 2,500 किलोमीटर चलाएगा across the country. So he was like, अरे सोलो भी होता है उसमें, जाना है क्या तुझे? I was like, पागल है, मैं नहीं जाने वाला. So he was just पुलिंग में लिख की जाना है क्या, because he was looking at me कि 600 के टाइम पे क्या हालत हुआ है, मैं तब तक 4 पंक्चर हो चुके थे, 7 अभी बाकी थे आने आगे के.
तो अभी उसके साथ बात हुई है क्या after doing it twice?
नहीं, because on a Nashik BRM he met with an accident, उसके बाद he didn't do any BRMs.
अच्छा.
So yeah, उसके बाद कभी मिलना भी नहीं हुआ ज्यादा, and तभी तो RAM was like out of focus. Then after getting back home, I searched about race across America. Then few videos I saw about the Samimka training rides, which were uploaded which were uploaded on YouTube. Then I saw Deccan Cliffhanger ka videos. So I started looking at it, and एक बार सिर्फ on my first BRM before the registration time, I guess Mirza Beg was also in that BRM, and these guys were talking about the Deccan Cliffhanger race because these guys were into racing, and they were like, Chaitanya is there, Michael is there, it will be a good competition. ये तो उसको खा जाएगा, वो तो ऐसे करेगा. I was like, इतने अच्छे तो वो यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं चला गया? तो and somebody was like, नहीं नहीं, वो 650 किलोमीटर का रेस है, उसमें सिर्फ 32 आवर्स मिलता है. So तभी आया था, बट यू डोंट फोकस ऑन इट जब उसको आपको पता नहीं होता कि इसका अल्टीमेटम क्या है. वाज लाइक, इट इज रेस, ऑफ कोर्स हम उस लेवल पे नहीं है, करते होंगे पागल लोग जो होंगे उस लेवल पे. सो छोड़ो, अभी हम 200 पे गए, 200 पे ध्यान दो. बिकॉज आई वाज एक्साइटेड, सो आई वाज सो मच एक्साइटेड एट दैट टाइम, जितना मैं अभी रैम के लिए भी नहीं होता. बिकॉज दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट लॉन्ग राइड. खुद लेके जाओ साइकिल, पता नहीं था कि क्या क्या गड़बड़ होगा, टायर फ्लैट हो सकता है, या उसके पहले मैंने 4 दिन सिर्फ ट्यूब चेंज करने का प्रैक्टिस किया था. बिकॉज ऑफ दीज BRMs आई कैन इवन चेंज माय व्हील का ट्यूब विद इन 2 मिनट्स, अभी भी अगर कुछ फ्लैट हो जाता है तो. सो ऑल दीज लर्निंग्स आई गॉट फ्रॉम BRM, एंड यू आर ऑलवेज एक्साइटेड फॉर like first rides and first run.
Maybe Christoph Strasser should have done a few BRMs before doing. I read his.
He will be like, rather I'll be fast on my bike than investing time in the repairing punctures.
I read his post about time spent at the bike shop or the time puncture and stuff. That was funny. Yeah. So it's interesting. I'm trying to imagine various things created this situation where, and I think both things go hand in hand. One is that we have the internet, which is giving us all this information, but what I'm seeing from what you're saying is that a lot of it is actually through interactions with the people that you're meeting, and you're talking and you're chit-chatting at the start or during events and stuff, and which triggers something in your head. So then,
Yeah, so all that energy started coming together automatically. कि न्यूज आया, लाइक मिलिंद सोमन का न्यूज आया, आई बॉट अ साइकिल, साइकिल लेके जाने के बाद बीआरएम का समझा, बीआरएम में जाने के बाद रैम का समझा, रैम का समझने के बाद देन आई हर्ड अबाउट रैम क्वालिफायर्स. सो एवरीथिंग लाइक वेंट इन सच अ फ्लो कि ऐसे लगा था कि हाँ अपने आप ही कलेक्ट हो गया वो इन्फो. हाँ,
and then that's when you decided कि अभी डीसी करना है.
ट्राई करके देखता है सपना को, लाइक ट्राई करके देखता है कि
अच्छा.
कैसा है. हाँ, बीआरएम किए हमने काफी, लाइक आई आई ऑलमोस्ट डिड अराउंड 8 to 12 बीआरएम्स बाय देन.
Okay.
एक साल में. या
अच्छा.
सो वी आर लाइक कि बीआरएम करके देख.
तो पहले डीसी के पहले did you do any specific training for DC or just whatever experience you had from the BRMs?
Only whatever experience I had for the BRMs, because if I see my bike fit now in those photos, I was like, छी, मतलब क्या चलाता था मैं.
Yeah, I know. I can also see that even in your first Ultra Spice.
Yeah.
Your body.
Ultra Space में एटलीस्ट मेरा स्टेम तो छोटा हो गया था.
Yeah.
In BRM, sorry, in Deccan, my stem was like 110 mm, and I was having so much pain in my neck muscles and all.
Yeah.
Aero bars are totally down. Like, मतलब जो मेरा specialized का बाइक था उस पे तो aero bars are like almost as good as Tour de France के जो TT के रहता है उतना aero तक था. तो बट हाँ, तभी ज्यादा कोई इन्फो नहीं था, कोई बताने वाला नहीं था कि कैसे करना होता है. पीपल वर लाइक क्लीट्स बिठाना है तो सीधा बिठाओ, एकदम पैर सीधे रहने चाहिए तुम्हारे पेडल पे. सो नी पेन होता था, ये सारी चीजें. सो अभी तो काफी इन्फो. इफ समबडी इफ समवन रीचेस मी आउट तो मैं उसको बता सकता हूँ कि यार नहीं, तुझे ये ऐसे करना होगा, ये करेगा तो ज्यादा कम पेन होगा, या आप ये करेक्शन कर, यू विल बी फास्टर. सो अभी वो इन्फो काफी लोगों के पास है. All the riders like Chaitanya is there, I am there, lot of riders have done races. The new riders are pretty fast. We are seeing people like Mustafa, Kapil और प्रशांत कुमार. Initially जब किसी का first BRM होता था, these guys were like रिजर्व पे चलते थे. These guys used to think कि अरे 32 hours में खत्म करना है, but these guys are feeling कि नहीं, जाके जीतना ही है. We have to be competitive. So that new lot of riders is more aggressive, more aware about the racing thing, because that information is there.
I think I've talked a lot often about how the ecosystem had to develop. So जब पहला डीसी हुआ तभी तो एक्चुअली किसी को कुछ भी पता नहीं था, पर वो धीरे धीरे से डेवलप हुआ. और उसमें ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इज ऑलवेज द लास्ट थिंग टू डेवलप इन इकोसिस्टम. तो अभी वो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलप हुआ है. देयर इज अ इकोसिस्टम जस्ट सपोर्ट्स पीपल टू एक्सेल इन देयर परफॉर्मेंसेस. But that's a whole other topic. Today we're talking about you. So, did you have any athletic or sports background in your childhood?
Only Kho-Kho and Kabaddi and sometimes cricket.
Okay.
Yeah, but I used to cycle to my school. But तभी ऐसा होता था मेरे चाचा दोस्त साइकिल पे बैठते थे and I used to ride. ये तो अभी I can see ते बोलता ना बाळाचे पाय पाळण्यात दिसतात. So now I feel I never used to get tired with that cycling also, even though it was for like 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers. I used to ride with 3 friends along with me. कोई आगे डंडी पे बैठता था, 2 पीछे कैरियर पे बैठ जाते थे. Sometimes I used to pedal standing and someone used to sit on my seat. ऐसे भी हम लोग साइकिल चलाते थे. So yeah, so
great base training.
No, on the climbs, because from my home to my school was like total climb, and from my school to my home I never used to hold my cycle ka handle also, because it used to come continuously without pedaling.
Super, that's a great this thing to hear this background. So your first Deccan Cliffhanger, that's when I actually remember meeting you and interacting with you for the first time, was at the finish line of Deccan Cliffhanger in Goa. And you were around 30 something minutes late for RQ.
Correct.
So what made you decide that you have to come back and be
We were sitting in the after party, after race ka party. So we were sitting at the last table. We were looking at Akshay Chogule coming on the stage. Then Preet Singh was there. Anand Patil was there. Ela was there. So we were looking at them. Ki, "Arey, dekho, first three mein aaye, to stage pe." At that time, actually, used to call every RQ rider on the stage, okay, to just applaud them, because तभी quantity
yes,
कम
yes.
होता था, like 10
Yes,
लोग
yes,
होते
yes,
थे या
yes,
8 लाख होते थे.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so I still remember Chetan from Nashik. That year, I guess 4 or 5 riders were from Nashik. Okay, so yeah, a lot of riders were on the stage, and I was like, अरे stage पे जाना तो RQ तो करना पड़ेगा, वैसे नहीं जा सकते, मतलब Inspire India के time में finish करेंगे तो हाँ, you will get medal, but you won't get that charm and all जो तुमको मिलेगा after finishing ये. So the target was there to come back again, and Alok ji, उसका सरनेम ही ऐसा है कि इज्जत से बुलाना ही पड़ता है उसको. Alok ji was there sitting there, and he was talking to me because he was from Navi Mumbai. We used to interact, we used to meet. So he was talking to me कि आने वाला है क्या next year? I said हाँ आऊँगा यार, तू करने वाला है क्या कभी? So he was like, रैम करना होगा तो ही आऊँगा मैं, लेकिन रैम तो करना नहीं है तो मैं नहीं करूँगा DC. And so me, Ratnadeep and Tushar and Sapna was sitting there, and he was asking me कि तू रैम करने वाला है? And Sapna just suddenly said कि हाँ करेंगे ना आगे जाके कभी ना कभी. So DC भी नहीं हुआ था टाइम में, and she was like हाँ करेंगे. तब उसकी बहन जाग गई थी कि अरे ठीक है, मतलब टाइम में नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ. And we knew कि हमने इतना टाइम वेस्ट किया था, अगर हम वो टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करते, so we would have reached on time, okay, even with that knee pain. So सबको वो याद आ गया था कि हमने कहाँ पे टाइम वेस्ट किया था. And we were pretty strong riding, even riding on like for the first time. So Tabi, we decided कि we'll come back, we'll train properly, we'll not take any long breaks. And podium was never in the picture or in the target. It was just कि time कम से कम waste करेंगे, and we'll see कि we will reach around 30 hours or maybe before 31 hours. So we won't waste a lot of time like what we did, and crew will also properly train, and we will come with 2 cars. So Sapna ko हमें तभी पता चल गया था कि the good strategy is to come with 2 cars and give support from the other vehicle, so that this vehicle will not stop, because हमेशा इस vehicle को रुक के vehicle will give me a water bottle, then we will leave. So उसी में it takes your 20 minutes in night time. So yeah, so we decided that we will come with more people and 2 vehicles. So that was the plan at the night only, after first DC.
After the first DC. So it's interesting for me to hear this about how the Deccan Cliffhanger stage is something that gives motivation, because out of all the events that we do, Inspire India is still a very, Ultraspice is still a very small event. And as you know, at the finish of Ultraspice, we rarely meet each other. We always celebrate whoever's there, but it's not a big staged event. Nor at Great Himalayan do we have such a large crowd. So the big community coming together to celebrate ultracycling in India happens at the Deccan Cliffhanger finish, and from that stage. It's nice for me to hear that stage has this kind of meaning or attraction for racers.
Of course it has.
Yeah, I remember that the first 2 or 3 Deccan Cliffhangers, because the participation was so small, we used to have everybody up on stage. We used to give everybody a turn. Then when it became so big, we were unable to even call everybody who finished in RQ timing also could not come
Yeah.
up on stage because there were so many categories, so many people to bring up. We would be there for hours.
अभी
And
तो
one
स्टेज
of
पे गिर
the,
जाएगा इतने लोग ऊपर चढ़ाए
and one of the racers who had come as crew member for other racers in previous years and come on the stage as a crew member for others, वो fourth या fifth आया and वो RQ हुआ मगर उसको स्टेज पे नहीं बुलाया तो वो बाद में मेरे को बोलता है पर आरके वालों को तो स्टेज पे बुलाना चाहिए था ना I said मैं अभी now it's become too big अभी now our Deccan Cliffhanger का stage has become a little bit more pricey
I know 4 सालों बाद तो अभी सिर्फ विनर को ही बुलाएंगे सेकंड थर्ड को भी नहीं बुलाएंगे
नहीं I don't think that will happen because वो stage का जैसे आपने बोला value है कुछ and it was
Of
nice
course,
for me
yeah.
to hear that was
yeah.
So after that, of course, we know about how so then you came back and you won I think
Third place.
third place in the
Yeah.
your second ultra race, which was
Yeah.
Cliffhanger, and then you came back for Ultra
Space.
1750. At what point during this time did you set your eyes on doing RAAM?
Okay, so after doing Deccan, the second attempt, okay, Amit Samath was there in that race.
Yes.
He just came back from RAAM. Okay, so the good thing for me was I had good tuning with Mahendra sir. Okay, so he was doing that golden quadrilateral. So for me, I feel that if you want to be a good writer, okay, it's not only about training. Okay, you have to crew for someone, you have to see them, but crew someone who is doing it seriously. Okay, not just ki chalo time pass karke aata hai, aisa nahi. Because you learn a lot of things while you're sitting behind them. Okay, you learn some strategies, you learn them some techniques. So I went to crew them for like 6,000-kilometer ride. They had very good experience for like a relay thing because doing RAAM, and after doing RAAM they were doing this GQC. Then thereafter Samim called me for crewing. I met with him for the first time in DC registrations of 2016.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I met with him for the first time. I was anyways following him because of his videos, his training guides. Okay, so super talented, but बहुत आलसी बंदा है वो भी. I tell him on his face कि जितना God,
it was thanks to him that I was introduced to RAAM. Because
of course
I met Samim for the first time at the first 600-kilometer brevet that I organized in Pune.
Oh, and you were super fast in that beard.
Well, yeah, so and I broke my leg just before that, so I couldn't finish my SR in that year. This was 2010. And then so he came as a participant, and that's how I met him and things. He was not an official participant though, because he had sponsors and there were some other reasons why he was not going to be able to fit in with our rules. So he said, okay, I've come to Pune. I'm just going to ride anyway. I'll do the 600. So he did it super fast, and then I was not able to homologate him, etc. उसके बाद समीम और मैं PBP में मिले. PBP 2011.
Yeah.
और जब Samim was one of the first two Indians to finish. He was the first one to finish PBP 2011. And that's how we interacted and got along. And then by that time, he had attempted RAAM twice. With RAAM 2011, he finished just some 40 minutes late or something.
40 minutes after the cutoff.
When I met him a couple of months later at PVP, I could sense, I mean, it's a huge loss to go and do so much and to miss by just so little. Then after we came back, we stayed in touch a little bit, and then he asked me to crew for him at RAAM 2012. And so that's how I got introduced to RAAM, and like PBP blew my mind away. RAAM dekh ke to mera ekdam pura hi. So it's very much thanks to him, and I'm very fond of him. for whatever mistakes he makes with his
I know.
focus and intention. Physically,
I
he's
know.
capable. I think there's a
Yeah.
somewhere else,
He's
but
arguably the strongest rider I have ever seen, but
yeah,
equally takes it lightly.
yeah,
ज़्यादा
yeah,
seriousness नहीं होता है, yeah. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
issue is there. जब
पर
दोनों चीजें
मुझे रैम का इंट्रोडक्शन हुआ, रैम का जितना मैंने समीम के साथ रूट और बाकी का रेस देखने को मिला, उसके बाद एक्चुअली डेक्कन क्लिफहैंगर का आइडिया हेड में आया कि
I know.
रैम ऐसे ही जाके कोई यूएस में या इंडिया में ऐसे इकोसिस्टम है नहीं, ऐसी रेसेस है नहीं,
Exactly.
तुम कहाँ प्रैक्टिस करके कहाँ ट्रेनिंग
Correct.
करके जा सकते हो। तो इसके लिए एक्चुअली डेक्कन क्लिफहैंगर का कॉन्सेप्ट आया मेरे हेड में कि
Correct.
ऐसी चीजें इंडिया में क्वालिफिकेशन के लिए ऐसी चीजें इंडिया में क्रिएट करनी है। सो आई
Yeah.
बैक, I didn't start DC right away. I went back in 2013 to crew for a
Correct.
team. I went back in 2013. I also did their seminar.
Okay.
I flew specially for that and came back.
Correct. Wow.
मतलब ऐसा था कि यहाँ सीखने को नहीं था ना कुछ, या लोग नहीं थे,
नहीं था.
opportunity नहीं थी, so I had to keep going there, and there was so much to learn. And then in Feb 2014 was the first Deccan Cliffhanger, and then it's grown. So so coming back to the question which I asked, so when did you like make up your mind के रैम्प करना है?
So seed already मतलब हो चुका था कि रैम्प करना है कभी ना कभी. The question was whether I am prepared for such kind of race. Okay, after seeing the route itself, Srinivas couldn't do it at his first attempt, so I was following him that it's so difficult. Ki second attempt also he was late on Durango ka TS time station, and these guys were like super strong in front of us. So and when these guys are reaching late or were not able to finish at first attempt, so it gives you so questions arises कि बाबा कब जाके हम लोग prepare होंगे. We don't know what is the mark. So we thought of doing Ultracycle 1750 because of its elevation profile, the distance. We'll get a multi-day experience. Crew will be tested in such long race, and we gave ourselves a target that if we do it under 100 hours, we will do it in 2018 itself. And if we couldn't do it before 100 hours, okay, so we'll think about like practicing or training for one more year, and we'll give it a try in 2019. So that was the plan. I finished after 112 hours. I was pretty strong, but I learned that we are not ready at this moment because I was suffering with sleep deprivation, podasa. I got some hallucinations. Srini, I guess, finished in 97 or 96 or something. So that was pretty fast in compared to 112 hours. So we thought कि नहीं एक साल रुक जाता है, we'll do a lot of races and then we'll do it. And the good news was you announced that there will be a Himalayan race also. So we're like, हाँ ठीक है, RAM में the highest elevation is 3,300 meter. We can go to Himalayan. Thanks to you, because of you, we went to Leh for the first time. Okay, I went to Goa for the first time because of Deccan Cliffhanger. Okay, only the Ooty. Ooty is the only thing where I had visited earlier. Okay, that was the only thing. But Goa I visited for the first time. Goa I visited for the first time. Leh I visited for the first time. Lot of venues I visited because of the cycling for the first time. Amit was again there in Himalayan. So the target was never to win the race or till this Himalayan. Okay. So अब तक ऐसे होता था कि हाँ यार हम ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, जो भी पोडियम आता है, जो भी है, it is just outcome of that we training good and other people are not applying their mind. It is the male of those two combinations कि हम लोग ट्रैक पे है, बाकी लोग कुछ ना कुछ थोड़ा गड़बड़ कर देते हैं. So इसलिए हमारा podium आ गया. Okay. If you see in Ultra Spice, Bharat did few small mistakes and I was number 2.
Yeah.
Initially, he was like 6 hours ahead of me before reaching Ooty. I was at the base of Ooty and he was returning from Ooty. So yeah, it was nowhere scenario ki I could catch him if he didn't suffer with the neck or these things.
Right.
In the DC also, the second DC, Akshay Zobule did the drafting thing and he went out of the participation. Okay, the competition. So I would have been the fourth person to reach at the year. Okay, so that was there. Himalayan mein Amit got high altitude sickness and he was hospitalized. So reaching number 1 was nowhere scenario because he was 4 hours ahead of me before the Fatula ka top. Yeah. So अभी तक ऐसे हो गया था कि आने दो, मतलब आ रहा है, बाकी के लोग कुछ गलती कर रहे हैं, हम लोग ट्रैक पे है, तो it is coming. But after Himalayan, that competitiveness got developed. कि नहीं यार, अब तक आए तो अभी हम कॉम्पिटिटिव के इससे करेंगे, अभी हम किसी को आगे नहीं जाने देंगे. So yeah, till then it was nowhere like a competition का thing. तो पहले 3 पोडियम तो ऐसे ही आए थे कि हाँ ठीक है अगले लो तुम आ गए तुम्हारे पोडियम, बट उसके बाद जो भी पोडियम आए वी वर्क फॉर दोज पोडियम. कि नहीं यार, मतलब अभी आएंगे तो पोडियम में आएंगे और फिर पॉसिबल हो तो जीतेंगे. So that was like that. And 2019 we went for RAAM. So that was totally different. But yeah, Ultra Spice was a good learning because I did twice before RAAM. So I had a lot of experience about 1750 kilometers ka thing. I did 1200 ka BRM also before my first 1750. So that was good learning for me. So that base was there, but that the polishing was not there. So वो आया after Ultra Spice, I guess, जब मैंने second attempt किया उसके बाद, because team was good. We were a bit competitive. I could shave off my like 12 and a half hours from the first attempt. I was faster than the last time. So yeah, we thought कि चलो ठीक है, this time we can go for RAAM. But I feel कि I was lucky that I could finish RAAM at first attempt, because that year the weather was pretty good except Arizona. Arizona was brutal, but the wind was very good in other sections. This year it was pathetic. अगर ऐसा wind और ऐसा climate अगर 2019 में होता, so it was not possible for me to finish it. It was
that was a nail biting finish anyway. 2019. I remember.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that. So I'm wondering, there's a lot of, from the time you started to do these events, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, focus, everything has gone into being able to do these and to do them successfully. I'm curious, like, what is the response of your, other than your sister Sapna, what is the response of other family members around you, friends, circle, not the ones who are crewing for you, because वो तो commit हो गए तुम्हारे इससे, मगर बाकी के जो है वो क्या सोचते हैं कि तुम क्या, मतलब उनका रिस्पांस क्या है? पेरेंट्स,
बाकी के लोग सोचते कि हमें क्यों नहीं लेके जाता तू साथ में, हम तो इतने अच्छे दोस्त हैं. लाइक उसके लिए अलग चीज होना जरूरी है तुम लोगों के नेचर में. सो इट इज नॉट समथिंग कि सड़क से उठा के किसी को भी लेके जाऊंगा मैं या कोई भी चलो. आई हैव such a good friend circle or that supporting environment ki you met Ratnadeep, you met Tushar. I have such like 7 से 8 वैसे दोस्त हैं जो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं मेरे लिए, but they are not crew material, good crew material. Okay, but you can't take them कि अगर ये लोग मेरे लिए इतना कुछ कर सकते, so I'll take them. You have to see कि उनमें कौन सी qualities है, whether they are good for crewing or not. They are always proud of me. They don't know कि कौन सा राइडर क्या कर रहा है या कौन सा फर्स्ट आया, कौन सेकंड आया. They just know कि हाँ कबीर थर्ड आया, सबसे अच्छा कबीर है. हाँ, कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम हुआ होगा इसलिए थर्ड है, नहीं तो फर्स्ट तो यही आना था. So yeah, they are like, they are super proud of me. They they help a lot. You have to sacrifice a lot of your social time also, because अगर कोई plans बनते, you can't be there for every plan. अगर आपका ऑफ डे भी होगा या ट्रेनिंग कम भी होगा, यू फील दैट गिल्ट कि अगर आई कुड हैव फिनिश्ड माय ट्रेनिंग और इतना ट्रेनिंग मेरा मिस हो जाएगा या जो भी है. बट दीज गाइज अंडरस्टैंड, दे चेंज देयर प्लान्स बिकॉज ऑफ मी. कभी कभी मेरे हिसाब से प्लान्स बन जाता है. पापा का तो, बाबा इट्स स्टिल कुडंट डाइजेस्ट की पेडल सायकल का 7,000 रुपये का होता है. He was like, पूर्ण सायकल येते 5,000 रुपये, तुझं पेडल 7,000 रुपयाचं. But
Okay.
but they are super proud of me कि अरे नहीं इतना अच्छे से करता है. They share every news to me, whichever appears in newspaper or maybe some YouTube video. जो अभी ये भी जो रिकॉर्ड होगा, if it goes on YouTube, my mother will share with me कि ये देख मेरे को तेरा ये एक और वीडियो मिला. So it is like that with her.
शुरू में थोड़ा रेजिस्टेंस था क्या? मतलब जैसे इतना खर्चा कर रहे हो, इतना टाइम लगा रहे हो, किस चीज, मतलब बिफोर सक्सेस स्टार्ट्स टू कम इन, वाज देयर सम?
बताया नहीं कभी उनको इतना खर्चा होता है.
अच्छा.
तो रेजिस्टेंस का कभी ज्यादा आया ही नहीं, बिकॉज
राइट.
तो कभी पहले पहले बताया ही नहीं था. बट हाँ, फर्स्ट रैम के टाइम पे सारा आइडिया आ गया था. I can bet कि my father and mom will be one of the most efficient crew members, but because of that age, we are not inclined to take them with us कि लेके चलता है. But my father will be like, उनको अगर मैं अभी भी 2 महीने के लिए ट्रेन कर दूं साइकिल पे, he will be far more better than lot of people doing long distance cycling.
Wow.
He's that raw and that active at this age also.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think genetics से भी थोड़ा सा आया है कि हाँ ठीक है. Yeah, but these guys are super hard work.
I would love to meet them. Maybe
of course.
second cliffhanger के finish पे तो बुलाओ उनको.
I guess उनको डेक्कन में बिठा ही सकते साइकिल पे. So we took him from Pune to from home to Mumbai, Pune and back. एक राइड था before जयपुर का ट्रेनिंग राइड. And my father was supposed to go to Pune. So सपना told him कि हम लोग पुणे जा गए, अब हमारे साथ चलो. We will reach in 3.5 hours max पुणे, और तुम आ जाओ. तो पापा is like, साइकिल पे 3 घंटे में, 3.5 घंटे में. She was like, हाँ साइकिल में पहुंच जाएंगे अपन 3.5 घंटे पुणे तक. So he was like, अरे ठीक है चलो. So I didn't stop at all till reaching Pune, and he was continuously in भोरघाट आगे तू हटत पण नाही थांबत आहे, तुम्ही त्याला पाणी तरी द्या, काय खाणार आहे का बिचारा. And he continuously used to look at me from that पीछे का glass whenever they used to leapfrog me on the ghat section. And he used to look at me कि ऐसे एकदम amusing type में बघतात ना कोणीतरी, अरे हा थांबत का नाही, हा थकत का नाही है. So yeah, I think we will take him for the DC ka race.
DC.
Yeah.
I mean, agar not on the race, then at least invite them for the finish.
Of course, for the race, I guess I can take him. The thought is there from like long time. And bakijanla, for others, we always tell them कि if you can't control your loo, going to loo, wear a diaper. Okay, but I can't tell this to my father. I'll have to stop for him. जब उनको रुकना है तभी. तो वो तो I know, तो इधर रुकना ही पड़ेगा.
मैंने तेरे ऊपर तेरे को लंगोट पहनाया है, उल्टा नहीं होगा.
I know उनका नहीं होगा. So, but yeah, I'll take him with me for this DC.
Yeah.
And you again push yourself very much when you have some parent is there, because I feel you always try to impress your close ones a lot rather than impressing others. So whenever my father is there or my mom is looking at some videos, I'm always more cautious, more maybe competitive. कि अरे नहीं लोगों को अच्छा लगता है तो I'll do like more faster and properly if they are looking at me. So yeah, it always gives you some boost. But yeah, that support was always there. It never came up कि क्यों कर रहे हो, मत करो. It was like always जो कर रहे हो बहुत अच्छे से करो. Maybe अच्छे कर रहे इसलिए होगा. अगर थोड़े फेल अटेम्प्ट्स होते तो they would have been like कि क्यों कर रहे हो, अगर होता ही नहीं है कंप्लीट तो हाँ छोड़ ही दो.
हाँ, बिकॉज ये है अंडरलाइंग थीम काफी जनों के साथ मैं सुनती हूँ कि इतना खर्चा, पैसे भी, टाइम भी, और चीज कर सकते हो तो ये क्यों कर रहे हो, काइंड ऑफ ये फीडबैक आता है मुझे काफी रेसर से. सो आई वाज वंडरिंग कि तुम्हारा स्टोरी कुछ अलग ही है. सो इट्स गुड.
मेरा थोड़ा अलग है. हाँ.
तो अभी रैम एक टाइम किया, उसके बाद सेकंड टाइम किया. मुझे समझना है कि what is the hook, what makes you decide कि ये करना है. One thing is, yes, I want to explore my own personal potential है कि नहीं. ये this is like a big challenge. I think in by nature human beings were designed to take up challenges, to be and you know, it was a part of our ability to survive. Our survival instinct made us like this. So in this modern context, I'm trying to understand कि ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा challenge है. मतलब अभी हम लोग शुरू ही किया है, डीसी में भी आर्क्यू नहीं हुआ पहले टाइम. देन यू डिसाइड के वो जो ऐसा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है वो करना है. तो उसमें what do you think is what do you get out of it finally, and why would you decide to do something like that?
Okay, so of course we are doing it better than a lot of people. So that motivates you ki you're already at that stage where people are dreaming about to at your stage. Okay, so we are anyways at that stage. If we see there are very few long distance racing athletes are there in India who are doing very good. You can just count it on your hand. Okay, and the main issue I feel is like when you don't earn out of that passion, people have some different mindset. Okay, if you see a cricket or T20 IPL thing, if somebody is not doing so well, suppose some batsman is there who comes at 7th number, or he's not even part of the 11 player ka team. Okay, so he's not qualified to be the part of that best 11 team squad. Okay, he will be reserved. Okay, but only thing, he's earning money out of that passion. So everybody wants कि नहीं तू खेलते रहे, तू continuously कर, या people will support. Okay, the people of his family or maybe friends,
right,
they will support them. If you consider us with a cricket ka 11 team, okay, in ultra cycling ka sport, we are at level where Virat Kohli is in his cricket ka level. Okay, the only thing we don't earn money out of it. Okay, so people have different mindset to look at it because that is not recognized by any government or maybe big organizations ki aise bhi races hote hain. Okay, if it's Tour de France, people are like, wow. But people don't see how much efforts all these athletes put in, how much efforts their teams put in. It's as equal to like any F1 race or maybe any good team managing a good team. Aapka support ko utna hi matter karta hai. Okay, so I just want to keep doing this because we are at that level. I know there is a lot of room to improve. Not now, maybe not after 10 years, but after 15 or 20 years, this will have a boom. This ultra cycling will get some different type of kind of maybe appreciation or value, or maybe so I want to keep doing this. Okay, because I can't leave something when I'm at my best capacity in that thing. So this motivates me to keep going. I see a lot of fast riders. They come for a race, then thereafter they are like gayab. we hear about something कि अरे ये बहुत fast बंदा है, ये बहुत अच्छे से करेगा. They do like quite few races in that speed also. You start researching about them, and for next race they are not there because they are doing well, but they are not earning any money out of it. So they are like, चलो एक बार कर लिया ना, अभी बस करेंगे, छोड़ दो. But I feel when you keep doing it, resources come by themselves. So just wait for that good time and don't like अपना मन मार के कोई फायदा नहीं है कि ठीक है यार अभी बस कर देते. If you are enjoying it, keep doing it. And when you are doing it at such level where even if 5 लोग भी अगर आपसे इंस्पायर होता है, then you are doing something good. Okay, few people will get inspired, few people will appreciate you and they will forget, but वहां पे कोई ना कोई बहुत ऐसा बंच है, they are like amused of your performance and all. I told you that I met CEO of Red Bull. He was kind enough to personally text me that impressed by your journey and all. I'm not gonna get it if I don't do such thing. And when someone is texting you who is into that maybe that faculty, or maybe because they are into F1 racing, they are into every adventure sport. So he knows what is the gravity of such endurance sports and all. So you get these medals from such people, and if you keep doing it, that day will come when everyone will think कि नहीं यार अल्ट्रा साइक्लिंग शुरू करेंगे. So I don't know कब आएगा, but आएगा जरूर, because everything will get his own chance. But yeah, that mindset should be changed कि अगर तुम किसी स्पोर्ट्स में से, किसी पैशन में से अगर पैसे नहीं कमा रहे हो, so that doesn't mean कि आप वो करो नहीं. Okay, you have to keep doing it. You can support with other your career thing and all, but you just can't abandon it कि अगर नहीं मेरे को करना ही नहीं है. So yeah, that is not there in me or maybe my team. We never look at the monetary thing out of it, and we are just looking at the passion and कितना उसमें से खुशी मिल रहा है हमें. So yeah, that is the main thing.
It's interesting you touched on a topic which I find which I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about even when I started to do all this. It's I think that currency or money is just one of the many things that adds value to our lives. Unfortunately, we get drawn into leading lives in which money is the most valuable thing. And so हम लोग हमारी सब जो choices करते हैं वो पैसे का सोच के करते हैं.
Of course.
And बाकी चीजें भूल जाते हैं. तो and इसका actually, as you know, I have homeschooled my children after they were 7 8 years old. So a lot of my time was spent in thinking about these things. के schooling का क्या असर है इस पे? कि schooling actually teaches you that the worth of a person is based on marks. And that marks, after you become an adult, the marks converts to money. So and that's a mindset that people look at people के उसके पास कितना पैसा है, गाड़ी है, property है, उस हिसाब से हम उनको evaluate करते हैं. तो हमारा सारा सोच और विचार भी उसी तरह से होता है कि हम लोग पैसे पे ही हम लोग ये तुलना करते हैं. Because अगर इस दुनिया में बोलोगे तो मापने जाओ तो पैसे, मार्क्स, ये चीजें माप सकते हैं, मगर खुशी, हमारे
experience,
like I actually now truly believe that everything that we are, human beings, the natural world, is only energy, whether it's the sun's energy, natural energy. So but हम लोग उन चीजों में transactions नहीं करते.
Correct.
So, it's interesting to hear this because I can see what you're saying, and it's great to hear that you sat in that crowd at Bogmalo Beach, uh, giving value to a stage.
Correct.
And today, today your effort and commitment, because what it was not just a hook ke ek time karke dekhna hai.
Correct.
It's been a dedication and commitment to doing this, to performing well, and to continue to do so, because you're doing well in this. And I'm glad to know that you're getting that kind of recognition from, as the ecosystem is growing, you're getting that. So one thing for sure has changed from that first DC to now, and that would be your celebrity quotient. And I see it because I'm connected. I see the racers, then we do these live video chats on Instagram, and of course, since I'm handling the Instagram account, when you were doing RAM this time, I was observing how much people were cheering for you, following you. And I should show you my chat message on Instagram at some point, Inspire India wala. Usme kitne jan were sending wishes and things, so I can see how much pride and joy they are taking in your performance also. So, and now I'm sure that in your interactions, when you meet other riders, cyclists, randonneers, racers, you must be also getting that sense. And how do you respond to that?
So I try to be as grounded as I am. Okay, I meet with them that I have done nothing. Okay, because initially I saw whenever I used to go to some cyclists, and that ego, that attitude used to be there while talking. Like they are talking like they have done something. Yeah, they have done something which other people can't do or something like that. And now coming from that stage to beating them in races with good timing. Okay, so I always think यार कोई कल कहीं से बच्चा आ जाएगा, मुझसे बात करेगा, मुझसे ठीक से बात नहीं करूंगा, वो आके हिमालयन में मुझे हरा देगा, तो फिर मेरी क्या इज्जत रह जाएगी. So I always keep that in mind that anyone can do these races. सिर्फ वो थोड़ा सनक आ गई, then they start doing such kind of thing. I still remember after my 2019 ka RAM for the 15 August ka ride, I met a गोलू मोलू बच्चा एकदम जो मेरे यहाँ तक आता था. Okay, एकदम मोटा सा. Okay, so he came and he was like, भैया मुझे और मेरे पापा को डीसी करना है टीम ऑफ 2 में. I looked at him and I was like, नहीं मतलब अभी तो अलाउड ही नहीं है इसको 18 years में करना. तो लाइक हाँ कर लेंगे, लेकिन अच्छे से ट्रेनिंग करो, कुछ हेल्प चाहिए तो मुझे बोलो, हम लोग मैं तुम्हें हेल्प करूंगा या जो भी है. आई नेवर थॉट इन माय माइंड कि अरे ये क्या करेगा, इससे थोड़ी होने वाला है, टीम ऑफ 2 थोड़ी मजाक है, इसका साइकिल भी नहीं है. एंड you know who was that guy? It was Mustafa. So and so
this is another story and trajectory that at some point I will interview.
Of course. So yeah,
all of them.
So then उसके अगले साल तो
just 2-3 दिन पहले मुझे मुस्तफा का फोटोग्राफ जब when he was crewing for Ali Asgar,
अली भाई, हाँ,
like फोटो डीसी के फोटो एल्बम में दिखा, तो मैंने उसको भेजा ऐसे. तभी I had not interacted with him, but wow.
Correct. So he did it, I guess.
Podium. Amazing.
Ali bhai did it in 19. Okay.
Yes.
November. Yeah. So this conversation was August 15, 2019. It was immediately after my RAM. Okay. So September, October, November, Ali bhai was already training.
Yeah.
I guess it was their plan to do it in team of 2. But Ali bhai did it in 2019.
Right.
Tab he was crewing him.
Yeah.
And then I went to Ali Bhai's home for a lot of crew meetings, his crew meeting. We told them what you can do, what we can't do. So ये सारा हमेशा से था. तो anytime, whenever I meet someone, okay, I speak to them very grounded. Say I train quite a few people. So there is one guy, his name is Chaitanya. Okay, so he's 14-year-old, not 14, 13-year-old. He does 100 kilometers in like 3 hours 50 minutes non-stop without getting out of bike. I'm not putting him into long distance right away because it is, of course, not good for his body or maybe mental thing. I give him maximum 4 hours training. But he was telling me, ki, sir, mujhe Himalayan karna hai. So I met with all of my trainees after the RAAM. And I was just telling him, ki, in this age, you tend to go with the flow. Okay. So अगर कोई football अच्छे से खेल रहा है, you feel like कि मुझे football खेलना है. If somebody is playing good carom, you feel like मुझे carom खेलना है. I told him कि अगर 5 साल तक तुमने ये passion sustain किया, you will be like one of the best ultra endurance cyclists in India. If you can sustain this passion, because he does 13-year-old, he is just 13-year-old. His family is fully supportive. His mother runs NGO. She is engineer, his father is engineer, so that support strength is there. He's free to explore what he wants to do, but he can just sustain with that passion and all. He'll do miracles. So there is a lot of talent coming, coming soon, and it gives me motivation to stay updated, stay step further ahead, because you never know. Some year maybe Mustafa will train harder than me, and maybe his crew might work super good, and he might end up performing well than me. But that is part of the game. You can't take it in a negative way कि अरे कोई दूसरा कैसे जीता. If that goes, Lewis Hamilton can't win every race, or Peter Sagan can't win every race. So that is part and parcel of the competition.
Absolutely.
When you lose from someone, that is the time you can upgrade yourself. You know that scope is there. You have to correct few things. So you have to take it like in a positive way, that somebody is doing better than you, and it is the time to do better than them. So yeah, frankly speaking, I don't feel that celebrity wala thing right now, because अगर किसी दिन मैंने स्ट्रेसर के टाइम की अगर आसपास भी गया, I'll pull people कि मेरे साथ फोटो खींचो, तुमको पता है क्या मैंने क्या किया है. Okay, but yeah, so उतना ही मैं उसको फ्लॉन्ट भी करूंगा अगर मैंने उतना कुछ किया तो. बट आई डोंट फील कि अभी भी मैंने उतना ज्यादा कुछ किया नहीं, because I know there is lot of room to improve. That is lot of things which I can do. Like I can improve my strength, I can improve my lung capacity, I can be more tight on my nutrition thing, I can work on my mental strength more. So I'm happy that I have a lot of room to improve, because if there is no room to improve, then you are gone. You can't make any growth in your. We saw in last Himalayan, I was faster, like 5 hours, more than 5 hours faster than my last attempt.
Correct.
And it is huge in a 600-kilometer race. I can understand if the gap, the growth is like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So if we see Strasser, he's not able to break his own RAAM record, like 7 days, 12 hours, because he has hit that level of improvement.
Right.
So improvement is very less now. He needs a lot of good wind, maybe good weather, so he can perform that faster. But I have a lot of room to improve. So I take it in that way कि हाँ ठीक है, अगर कोई 200 किलोमीटर भी करने वाला बंदा है, you can learn something new from it, which you can apply in your races, and it can help you in those races. So yeah, always meet somebody with same mind. कोई लोग होते हैं जो irritate कर देते हैं extra. So I'm like that only कि हाँ फिर ठीक है, फिर दिमाग में मत खर्च बाजू में मजा ज्यादा. But yeah, you know those genuine guys जो actually में talented होते हैं, they come to you for some knowledge and all, and you just can't push them away कि हाँ ठीक है हमने ये किया है.
Yeah. Most of the people do approach with a desire to learn and to actually apply it to their thinking. So
yeah, of course.
in that, one is in this community, one is in this space to be able to enable that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to start to wrap this up a little bit. And one question is, what if you had not been exposed to cycling? And I mean, do you ever think, okay, if you had not done this, how your life path was going at that point? If you had not made all these choices of taking this on, how much have you as a person changed also?
Yeah. As a person, though, it changed me a lot. I'm more patient. I'm more composed. I stay calm whenever the things are difficult or maybe are not in your favor. So you are something different if you go into such long distance cycling, because I feel doing BRMs is uh, better than any meditation session, because you're riding for hours alone on the road.
Yeah.
There is no one to talk to you. You just talk to yourself. You start um, valuing such small things, like अगर कहीं पे wash basin clean मिल गया तो we feel like अरे यार ये अच्छा मिल गया. We feel कि अरे घर में कितना सब कुछ अच्छे से होता है. You can sleep properly in your bed. So you see a lot of people sleeping on the petrol pump or maybe on the streets. The temperature is like 5 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
And you start thinking that you are so lucky that you have all these things. You have good home, you have good food every day, you sleep properly in your bed securely, because on the road you don't know क्या हो सकता है, कभी कुछ आ जाए, कभी सांप आ जाए, या कभी कोई गाड़ी चढ़ा दे. So you don't know these things, but you start valuing these things. Then I guess अगर cycling में नहीं आता तो I would have been doing रोज gym, maybe an hour and a half hour, going to office, having holidays twice a year, 10 दिन के लिए कहीं पे घूमने जाओ, कहीं पे घूमने जाओ या गोवा घूमने जाओ, but not for the cycling. But I feel life would have been like some copy paste thing, कि रोज वही कर रहे हैं, बाद में सोना है, फिर सेम करना है. So Sunday only is off because उस दिन भगवान थोड़ा परेशान हो गया तुम लोगों का लाइफ कॉपी पेस्ट कर करके, यार आज तुम मेरे को आराम करना है, तुम आज कुछ दूसरा करो जाके. So आज Sunday is like vacation for God, because he can't copy paste your life every day. He goes उसी टाइम पे उठो, उसी टाइम पे ऑफिस जाओ, उसी टाइम पे लंच करो.
That's the day most people get to catch up on movies and eat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Social media.
So I know then मेरा भी लाइफ वही कॉपी पेस्ट काइंड ऑफ हो जाता कि ठीक है चलो उठो यही करो वही चीजें करो. मे बी मैं इतने सारे लोगों से नहीं मिलता हुआ लाइक पार्ट ऑफ माय लाइफ जो ज्यादा साइकिलिंग से जुड़े हुए हैं. You know that in my crew only Tushar and Ratnadeep are there who are from my college. Okay, the rest of all the people are from like different field. Okay, and getting such selfless people, such support strength, and meeting Samim or maybe Bharat, जो भी सारी चीज है सारी की सारी ये सारी because of cycling. So जैसे हम बोल रहे थे when करेंसी की जगह अगर एक्सपीरियंस अगर वैल्यू होता तो मे बी आज मैं अंबानी से ज्यादा अमीर होता, बिकॉज उतना ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है. तो नहीं, सो इट्स लाइफ वुड हैव बीन बोरिंग. तभी पता नहीं चलता कि साइकिलिंग होती तो क्या होता, तभी ऐसे लगता कि यार चलो मस्त चल रहा है. बट अभी कमिंग इनटू दिस पैशन, एंड अगर सोचे कि अगर साइकिलिंग नहीं होता तो लाइफ feels very black and white and boring. But I guess best thing we did that coming into this sport.
Good. I'm also really glad that you got into this sport.
Yeah, thanks.
So I'm going to wrap this session up, and
Cool.
just for our listeners to know that we are going to have another session with Kabir in which we will be talking a lot more about his transformation using technology, which will cover everything else about his evolution. We talked more about personal and social issues now. And I'm going to just wrap up with one last question, but it's not a question. I'm throwing open a bonus to you to ask me anything.
Okay, who is your favorite ultra cycling rider?
Oh, come on. Can
Of
I say
course, you are
anything
giving me
else?
the. Sorry?
Can I say anything else?
No. You have to answer.
Um,
In India.
narrow it down. In Mumbai, in Navi Mumbai.
No, in India. In India. I'll give you that.
In all honesty, I will have to say that, my favorite rider is you.
Thanks.
For not just for the performance, but also because of the attitude that you brought, the attitude that you and your crew have, the way you all have evolved, and because there's a give and take of respect, not just amongst yourselves, but to the sport, from you, that you respect what the sport means to you, what it means to the community that's growing around you, and how you're giving back to it. So yeah.
Thanks.
That was very well asked.
I'll record this and I'll post it on my Instagram. Which is your favorite race out of all three Inspire India races?
Ooh. See, there are all my bachchas.
Yeah, but there
I
will be
have
one
lots
bacha who is like थोडा चांगलाच आहे हा बाकीच्यांपेक्षा थोडा मॅच्युअर आहे माझा बाळ.
It's a really tough one because they all have different qualities.
Of course.
Second cliffhanger is my first, but to be very honest, because it has grown so much, I don't look forward to Deccan Cliffhanger as much as I do to the other races.
Correct.
Ultra Spice, I love because that route is magnificent. And I really look forward to Ultra Spice every year. But I think if I had to choose, then I would choose the Great Himalayan because of the mountains, because of the Himalayas, because it gives us all the opportunity to come and do this in that terrain.
Correct.
Year after year. So
I feel Himalayan is like that Harry Potter का टोपी होता ना जिसमें he tells them कि आप किस faculty में जाओगे. Okay, the Himalayan race is like that hat. You go and Himalayan will tell you that how much you are capable of doing these races. Okay, so you just have to sit there and Himalayan will decide what position you will finish at.
Well, just so you know, I'll be leaving for the Himalayan very soon. And you are most welcome to let us know if you would like not to miss it.
Yes, I have gave myself cut off. Matlab last date is 12th August. So we'll see.
Good to know that.
Yeah. अजून किती प्रश्न विचारू शकतो मी तुम्हाला?
हाँ.
अजून किती प्रश्न विचारू शकतो मी तुम्हाला?
तुला आहे अजून प्रश्न तर विचार.
हाँ, एक लास्ट है. कौन सा वाला? हाँ. So if you have to choose a team of 4 riders, okay, to whom you will crew, you will be a crew chief, okay, and doing it in RAAM, okay. The racers will be from India, but it should be a team of 4. So who all these 4 riders will be?
Oh wow, that's a tough one because I've crewed for a team of 4.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking team of 4.
And it's not, the thing is, if I'm to be the crew chief, it's not just about the performance I want from the racer, but it has to be about how they interact with each other and how they behave with their crew. Because I see a lot of like personality stuff going on between the racers also.
Correct.
So, oh my God. I will have to create a filter system for this. I can't
Filter
answer this
system.
question just like that. Filter करना पड़ेगा किसको ले सकते हैं किसको नहीं.
Yeah.
And based on ability to ability to accommodate other
Correct.
people within a team and still be able to perform, because
Yeah.
कोई भी चार टॉप परफॉर्मर्स को लेके वी कैन डू इट, मगर क्रू की बच जाएगी उसमें, बिकॉज टीम में रेसर्स को संभालना इज अ होल अदर थिंग. हर रेसर का ईगो, पर्सनालिटी, रिक्वायरमेंट्स तो है ही, फिजिकल वगैरह जो भी है, मगर उसके ऊपर फिर अरे वो क्यों सो रहा है अभी तक, और वो ये क्यों कर रहा है, वो क्यों कर रहा है, ऐसी चीजें चालू हुई. उसने उसको ये मेरा खाने का उसको दे दिया.
I think I would choose Ashwin Govindswamy, Mayank, myself, and maybe Chaitanya, because Chaitanya Velhal, because he has that composed head. He follows his own strategy. He knows his strength and ability. He don't go and just push himself unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So that is not
and
there.
He's quite an easygoing racer to crew also.
Yeah, of course. मतलब the thing will be अपने crew में से 4 लोग लेके आओ. That will be our crew. जो अपने गाइडर को संभाले. And Mayank and Ashwin, of course, these are super fast guys. तो इनको बहुत अच्छे से use करना पड़ेगा, that you just pace when the sections are like bit hillian, थोड़ा सा जहाँ पे हमको ज़्यादा ये करना है. And when it comes to the resting time, I guess I and Chaitanya can go for like 4 hours, 5 hours. If it requires, then I feel that
if I'm your crew chief, I will not let you do that.
Yeah, of course. I'm not. I'll be sitting with you.
More than 40
we can do chugli about all 3 riders. कैसे गलत कर रहे हैं सब लोग. मैंने बोला था मैं इनको ज्यादा मत भगाया एरिज़ोना में, लेकिन वो भगा ही जा रहे हैं. हुआ नहीं तो कभी उसको.
So you asked me a question that basically you wanted to answer. Good.
Yeah. But you didn't answer it, so क्या करूँ? आप निकालो list.
Good choice, pretty good choice.
We can do that.
It would be actually quite awesome to do a 4-person, really fast 4-person team at RAAM. Yeah. Quite super.
So that will be a good maybe down the line.
Yeah. Okay, that's been a great chat with you. Thank you so much, and thanks to all the listeners for listening to Kabir sharing with us his transformation, his journey, and we will have another discussion with Kabir about different topics as part of this journey. Thank you so much, Kabir, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Podcast. Thank you.
Bye.